Hello and welcome to another video on my channel, Eat, Train, Read. So today I'm going to take you through my top 5 tips for fat loss in 2019. So let's get straight into it. Okay, number 1, set yourself a realistic goal. So it's amazing the amount of people that just kind of plod along from diet to diet without any kind of structure, without any kind of end goal in mind. So ensure that you pick a goal that you are committed to achieving. Make sure it's realistic. You can even follow the SMART principle. So make sure it's specific. Make sure it's something that you can measure. Make sure it's achievable. Make sure it's relevant, so you're doing the relevant things to help you achieve that goal. And also put a time scale on it. So most people kind of just say, yeah, I want to lose fat. Not give themselves any kind of time frame to achieve it, and not really set a realistic plan of how to do it. So if you have these things in place, you're more likely to stick to it. And another thing on this point as well is just make sure that you actually write down the goal. It's shown that people that write down goals and write down things they want to achieve have got more chance of achieving that success. Obviously you've got to follow through and do the things to help you achieve it, but you're more likely to do it if you've got it down on paper and it's wrote down there for you. Calories. Can't stress this enough. If you get this point wrong, fat loss will never happen. So you must ensure that you're in a calorie deficit. It's a fundamental principle of fat loss. So you will have a set maintenance amount of calories. That is the amount of calories you require just to maintain exactly what weight you are now. Now, we need to make sure that we are under that amount. And there's a couple of different ways to make sure we're under that amount. So let's take an arbitrary number of 2,000 calories a day. We can either eat 2,000 calories a day and increase our activity level, add some exercise in there. It can be structured, it can be just going out for a walk, just increasing the amount of exercise you do, which will burn calories, so we'll be under that 2,000 mark. Or you can eat less calories. So obviously your activity will be in there as well, but if we're eating less calories, we're gonna be in that calorie deficit. So a few ways to do it, but the first thing is finding that number and working with it. That number is gonna be a rough indication. It's not gonna be exact. So what you might have to do is track for a few weeks and just see how your body weight is increasing, decreasing, and just make adjustments to that. It's just going to be trial and error to start with. I'll be doing a video in the coming days on how to find your maintenance calories. There is ways you can find it online. So if you just Google, try and find out your BMR, so your basal metabolic rate, and that will, a BMR calculator will give you a rough estimate of what you should be consuming. But the key point to this is make sure that you're in that deficit. Increase your exercise, decrease your intake. If that doesn't occur, neither will fat loss. Point 3, increase your NEAT. So what NEAT stands for is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So it's anything that's not structured exercise. So for example, it's taking the stairs rather than the lift at work. It's standing at your desk rather than sitting. So anything that's activity that's not planned is a good way of putting it. So hand gestures, this is non-activity thermogenesis. So a good way of ensuring you're in that calorie deficit is just trying to increase that. So things where you'd normally take the car, if you can, walk. Just try and increase that activity, just standing up at your desk more, just anything that's going to try and expend more calories throughout the day. It's going to get you to that golden area of that calorie deficit, which we need to initiate that fat loss. Okay, point 4, lift weights. So there's quite a big myth within fitness. Hopefully it's changing a little bit now, but there used to be a huge myth that it was just cardiovascular training that burnt the most calories, and that's what you needed to do to lose weight. If your body has more lean muscle, so if you've got more lean muscle through resistance training, through lifting weights, you're going to burn more calories at rest because muscle requires a greater calorific need. Lifting weights any sort of resistance training is going to help, one, burn the calories, and two, increase your metabolism, so you're going to burn more calories over a 24-hour period. So if you're on a treadmill for 2 hours a day and it's boring, ditch it, get some resistance training in there, even to the point of, if you want to keep the intensity high, you can throw in a bit of like a circuit training with resistance in there. Final point, number 5, stay consistent. So a lot of people they'll follow through with point 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4, but if they're not doing that consistently, they're not going to achieve the goals. It's not going to happen in week 1, week 2, week 3, might not even happen until week 4 onwards. But if you stay consistent to that, you are ensuring you're in that calorie deficit, so playing around with how much calories you're eating. You training regularly, you are increasing your activity levels just in general, so walking to work, taking the stairs, moving around a little bit more, taking the dog out for an extra walk, then you're going to be burning more calories. Now, if we do this consistently over a set period of time, it's going to happen. Weight loss is going to occur and we're going to burn fat. Now in 2019 there is so many options, there's so much support for people. We've got activity trackers on your band, so you get a bit of an understanding of how many steps you're doing, etc. Not 100% accurate, but it gives you a bit of a motivational tool on to keep you moving a bit more and get more activity in your day. We've got trackers for food trackers, so we've got probably the most popular one, MyFitnessPal, to track all your food. You can literally scan a barcode and it tells you everything that's in there. You've got thousands of free recipes online that'll show you breakdowns of macronutrients, which we'll go into a little bit more in depth on this channel at some point. And you've also got videos like this and thousands of videos on YouTube of different fitness channels of people basically telling you how to do it. So the main thing is just stay motivated, keep that end goal in mind, so ensure that throughout the process you understand why you're doing it, making sure that why is important to you. So not, I just want to lose fat. You want to lose fat because you've lost your confidence and you want to fit into a certain item of clothing before a wedding, for example. So just make sure it's something that is personal to you and it's something that you're going to want to stick to, because you're more likely to do it then. Okay, I'll stop rambling. That's enough for today's video. Please give the video a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment below, and also subscribe. I'm going to continue to make videos every Saturday. Saturday here now in sunny, well, cloudy Manchester. So I hope you all have a great weekend and I'll see you in next week's video.